Hey, what's going on, friends? How's everyone doing today? Sorry about the little delay. I love being on time. I hate being late. I'm never early, but I'm always punctual. It's just something about me. Pump for some stuff. Let's see what we got here in the chats coming on. Very cool. I like the enthusiasm, guys. That's very cool. Very cool. We're getting lots of it on here. All things lemon from California, Norway. I love it. It's very cool to see people from around the world coming on here. I love it. What's going on, Doug? I see it, guys. Very cool. Hold up here. Well, yeah, I know we were a minute late. I apologize. I'm sorry about that, guys. All good. Very cool. All right, guys, here's what I'm going to propose for today. I think there's a guest joining us, but just in the event they don't, sometimes wires get crossed. There's a lot of moving parts. If someone joins us, we will get on with the show, no problem. And if we don't, what I'll do, since we're all on here live and committed, there we go. There he is. Want to make sure. All right, there we go. We're good. Hey, what's going on?
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. But if that's the plan, that's the plan.
Nope. Let me see if I can. Interesting.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to everyone. While Jason sorts out his tech, I just wanted to say hi. We're lucky that he's joining us again. It's always fantastic to hear from him. Fantastic to hear about all the new exciting plans that are all rolling out. Always best to hear it from the source. And I see we got some enthusiasm in the chats about it. I love it. Glad I'm not the only one. Very cool. So yeah, so we're excited to be here today again as usual. And hold up, we got to, let's see if that works better. Your second, let's see if your second account gets you the, still can't catch the video on you, bud.
Well, let me try to log all the way out, and I'm going to try to come back in, Terry. So just give me just 1 second.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I got it. So, all right, friends, tech problems happen. Just give us a second. Can we talk about exactly how the lemon and debt L1s and L2s will look like on paper? Let me see if I can get that question in there. We'll see what we could do. Orlando in the house. All right, that's cool. Southern Florida. Good spot to be. Love the enthusiasm. Yeah, Hitesh, thanks. That's a great idea. Yeah, guys, just remember, it goes a long way in the algorithms for people to hit like, comment, share, all that good stuff on these YouTube videos. That means a lot more people are going to hear about the lemon ecosystem in the future, and that's good for all of us. So it's a really good time and a really good thing to be doing that. So yeah, let's throw that up on the screen. Thank you so much to Hitesh for that. That's fantastic. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hawaii, still no lemon in the Kool-Aid. I know, right? That's just one thing I just never think of. Yeah, I know, right? I love huge glasses of water. I drink tons of it. So it's what I do. Every now and then you might catch me on a live show with some wine, but it's pretty early here in the day. So I just didn't think there was any need for it this early. But sometimes I do evening calls, just the way it is. It's wine time, and I jump on the call with that and take a break. But yeah, it'd be cool to get some kind of lemonade-based cocktail, right? That'd be fun. No, the comments are not turned off. You're good. Look, your comments went on the screen, right? You're good to go. We're good with that. If you guys want to hit me with any kind of basic questions in the meantime, I'll try and take them on while we're waiting for him to probably just rebooting his phone and his Wi-Fi and stuff like that, just to see if that sorts it out. Water on the chin. Yeah, well, I just finished a workout. Then I showered, and then I jumped on the call, and I'm still like residually sweating a little bit from the workout. So I'm a sweater. Yeah, it's just the way it is. How's the LC? The LC 500 is awesome. If you've never seen it or never driven in one, yeah, you definitely want to get one of those, Alex. It's awesome. I just love that car. Just so well designed. It's a lot of fun, but it's also just designed for comfort and properly in every other way. So that's always good.
Well, boys and girls, we're
we got
going
Mr.
no
Lemon.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I still see an icon rather than your handsome face, pal, but we can still get on with it. It's all good.
Yeah, I think we just we have to go with this. I can't tell you why it's not clicking on, but it is what it is.
I like it. Very good. Very good. Well, we're excited to have you join us once again. It's fantastic. And we'll be excited to have you again tomorrow. So what's on your mind to kick this off? Anything in particular?
Well, we were hoping to have something special for everybody tonight and kind of surprise you. We have been in conversation with Shad. We were going to try to do a live today with both, and unfortunately, that's going to get pushed till tomorrow. But we are ready to come forward and be together on camera, as everybody's been asking for. So we'll do a little drip, I guess, for tomorrow of what is coming. And I'm going to, because I did not plan on doing any thing tonight due to, I figured we'd have a lot of AMA going back and forth between Shadowbee being on camera. I think we're going to do a follow-up on what has happened. I'm going to give a little bit of some lemon drops because now you're going to take over what I'm going to do tomorrow. So, we'll just switch it around, and I think it'll be good.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, we're looking forward to the drips that we're going to come tomorrow, and then we'll just catch tomorrow's call when tomorrow comes. So I think that's awesome.
I think that's best. So right now I've been going through the chat, and I want to make sure that everybody is understanding things correctly. And I know that Terry is doing his best to kind of go through here. The best thing, is wait for official announcements. I know that everybody is kind of, going back and forth, trying to figure out what's going on. And I can understand that. I can definitely, get the fact everybody's excited, number one, but also they want to know the information so they can make the best decision for themselves. That's going to come in a process. So we have a roadmap coming out this week. It'll kind of show you guys the progression. I did talk to Terry, I believe, on the very first Zoom we did, which was how much time am I going to have? I'm not going to have a long stretch of delays and that for being able to onboard a lot of the OGs. It is something that it's going to be around 7 to 10 days. That's kind of the goal plan now. I believe beginning of the week you're going to see the new website pop up. You're going to see the new social media accounts. We have a full marketing team that is already deployed. You're already starting to see some of the fun graphics and that I posted today. We are keeping everything on brand. So when you have seen some of the slideshows in that in the past, you're seeing, Lemflix pop up today on the chat. This is going to be the new branding for all social media. This will be the new branding for all of the Instagram posts. This will be kind of the layout of the Twitter accounts and getting everything ready for the masses.
Fantastic.
There is a group that already knows this because we have a few groups around for leaders that are doing some testing, that are doing some stuff kind of behind the scenes. But we had another large deal today. We have a large group of individuals out of Asia that are going to be onboarded. They're all students. We are trying to find the countries, like Thailand and Malaysia and in China and Africa that we can make the biggest difference in. And I think you're going to notice a lot of the areas that we're hitting really are going to be the areas that we've all talked about since the beginning. It's something that we've always tried to say that this is something we are giving away, and we really want to go back to our roots and understand this is what has been built. This is the technology for that reason, and I think that every single time that we bring up a new project, everybody says, well, how is this going to affect me? And yes, I want it to affect you, but I want you to also look at how is this going to affect Web3? How is this going to affect the people that are assisting us in this goal, in this mission, in this revolution? Guys, I'm building this for you. I'm building this for people that aren't even here yet. I'm building this for people that have no idea what lemon actually is. And, if you've seen me on stage, if you've seen me in person, if you've shaken my hand, if we've had a beer together, if we've had a coffee together, you guys understand the vision in my heart of what we're basically trying to accomplish here. And all things lemon is going to be 100% with the mission of I am building this to give it away. You're going to see that in the NFTs, in the model and the structure. You're going to see that in every single thing we roll out. And I am very happy to say that how it works, how it's going to be funded, and in that will be left for another day. But understand that we are monetizing individuals in a way that really has never been done before. You guys have done a couple of these meme, quick little graphs of, make 60 cents, 50 cents, $1 a day to kind of go and do this. But they're short-term bursts. There are things that kind of come off to, do a meme contest. Guys, we did it. It's something that it's kind of fun. It changes the mood. It changes the light. But it's not really sustainable. We are building something now that will allow sustainable activities to happen on a daily basis in order to change the world, really, I believe, forever. And if you look at that from a vision, if you look at that from, I'm going to say your tall chair, because as I know my lifestyle, and I know Terry's in a nice house right now. He lives a good lifestyle. I know most of the people on the call, they may be hurting for something today, but if you really looked back at what you have, and I mean the fact that you have a car to go from your house to the supermarket, from the ability to basically say, great, I've got a phone that I can physically go and call wherever in the world because it's just easy, it's simple, all the way to something more more that we use every day that we just take for granted. It's called running water and or flushing a toilet. This is something that a lot of the world still today does not have that ability. And I think what you guys are going to see, and one of the projects that was a little bit talked about on the first call, is to put people in communication, to bring the ability to communicate to the world, to everybody that does not have that ability right now. And we have a digital format, we have a digital layout, we have the ability right now to basically give phones to individuals to start making money and provide an income stream for their families that they really have not ever been able to touch. I can tell you that being in West Africa for as long as my family's been there, and the whole team, quite honestly, on both sides, we have seen and felt this in a very real way in a lot of countries in Africa, a lot of countries in Asia. I've traveled the world, and just the fact I can say I traveled the world is a benefit. I'm spoiled. I am 100% humble to know what I've been able to accomplish in my life and the opportunities I've had. And a lot of that is because of networking. A lot of that is because of being able to pick up a phone and call friends and favors when I need them, and to be on this Zoom right now. I mean, understand this is something that most of the world cannot do. And so if we can put that empowerment into individuals' ability, and yes, I'm seeing India, I'm seeing Nigeria, guys, this is something that we can basically go to the world with and allow basic income to start flowing in a free way that does not need government assistance. And let me be crystal clear with that. If we can basically take a way to change the way people earn money, make money, spend money, and allow it to happen in not a nonprofit, we are definitely a profit company, but do it in a way that is a win-win-win. And we're not talking a lot of money when most people talk about going and buying a pack of gum at the checkout stand, but that dollar, or buying the Snickers bar, or whatever that last minute purchase is, you just throw it out there, a Coca-Cola or a Rockstar. I'm guilty pleasure for these energy drinks. The amount of money we just waste. This is money that can really change the world if it starts getting into every people's hands and you start empowering them. So the mission is really to get back to the roots. I know Jake started that with the Lemon campaign. You guys probably didn't even know what you were, getting into a campaign with. this is something that is truly hearted, and I can tell you over the last few weeks, you guys are starting to feel this come out. You're starting to see some of the excitements and things, and you're looking at it from the point of view of you. You're seeing these big names, and you're seeing these big explosions that potentially could happen in your head. Yeah, that is one way to look at it, and yes, I am building it for that. But because of these large names, because of the mass adoption of what we are able to accomplish, it's going to allow us to do something great. And that's where Jake kind of came on with Pink Lemonade, and it goes so much deeper than that. And I dropped the app the other day. I dropped the shopping experience. I dropped the user base. I dropped the ability to kind of talk about the in the hands to empower the average human on the face of the planet. I'm not going to talk about a country because it's not. It's about the human race, and it's about raising up the opportunities for people that just don't have the opportunities today. And so, if you look at that mission, and every time you look at Lemflix, and you say, oh my gosh, what can that possibly do for me? And what's the subscription going to be? How much am I going to make on that? I want you to think about all that. But you also need to think about one step further than that, is who did the social media blitzes in order to make Lemflix a household name? Who helped us get there at a point that we can basically give individuals a certain task every day and do these little drops of capital to them for doing that to help us all get there? When I said I really wanted to make sure that the OGs came along, I do. But I will tell you that you guys have heard some major numbers of people that are joining. Billions of views. Well, actually 1.6 billion from one. We got billion from another. Today there's another announcement that is signed. It's done. It's 75 million students in Southeast Asia that we physically are bringing on in order to become a social experiment with digital phones to download the app and to start producing income as they're going to school and trying to offset their school education. We are not using them. We are benefiting them in a way that's a win-win-win for everybody. And this is something that we are giving them the power to communicate with the world with cellular data, airtime, and giving them the ability to use a smartphone to not only help us with our campaigns, but also give them connection to the internet for their educational purposes. So I think that's kind of the big thing that has happened here in the last 24 hours. And we are just continuing that process day in and day out. And, negativity is going to happen. This is why I'm lemon all the time, because I'm seeing the huge impact that we're making on the world from a totally different level. And I really want everybody here to understand that is the goal, that is the mission. And more importantly, it is to make sure that all you guys are taken care of as well. But you do have to think about you so that you can then help others. But in this, I hope it spurs a lot of charitable donations and that from you guys when we take this thing and hit the launch pad and we run. I hope this basically shows you that the leaders are leading from the front. This is my mission. This is my give back to the world. I hope you guys are looking the same thing. And when you guys become successful, you guys have the same type of opportunity. I saw Jason do this. I saw Jake do this. I saw the leaders do this. I want to do this myself. And so with that, Terry, do you have any questions about some of the things we're going through?
Yeah. Do you want to get into a little more depth about what they're going to do with their phones? What's the action item that allows them to earn a little bit of extra money? Did you want to get into that so people just can kind of close that open?
Yeah, I think it's important. So the biggest thing is we're building a social experiment. But what we're really doing is we're building a network of individuals that we need to actually have certain things happen every day. So think about it from a point of view. When you launch a new company, and that the biggest thing you have is you want Yelp reviews. Well, that's someone that actually went and saw your company, so they actually have to have been there. But there's other things that you need. On social media platforms like Twitter, for instance. If you get a million likes, shares, comments on a daily basis, you are on the top of the list. You are seen by so many individuals on a daily basis because you physically just broke the algorithms of X. And you can do the same thing with Instagram. You can do the same thing with TikTok. And what these influencers are going to be doing is, yes, they're going to be wearing stuff. Yes, they're going to be monetizing themselves with free clothing. Yes, that will help them. It's also going to help the shops, the stores, the profit businesses on the other side of it. We're going to be trying to make a next generation of influencers, which some people have some hesitancy to. I definitely had to turn my way of thinking, because I see these young kids making all this money, and I'm sitting here shaking my head saying, I worked so hard my whole life to try to make the dollar figures that they just pulled out in the last month for promoting a product on a beach. And I'm just like, what the heck have I done with my life? So instead of fighting it, I'm saying, look, let's understand it. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's say, how do we do this to more people around the world that may need it better or need it more? So if we can get individuals that are going to school, for instance, and we can get them the donational clothes, if we can get them the donational products that people want branded, we can put those out there to the world. It's helping them, because it's not a celebrity that needs more shirts or shorts or wardrobe, or people that actually have the money that could go buy this stuff, that just get a bunch of free stuff. I was actually hoping Mike was on for this one, because I was actually going to go ahead and bust his chops a little bit for all this free stuff he gets. But understand, that's what influencers do. That's what happens. That is the model of retail today. And so if we can get these free items to people that really need them, that's benefit number one. Now we get them to promote that, and we get them to put in the channels, and they like, share, comment on all things lemon. This puts us to the top of the decks for all of our social media platforms. It makes sure that lemon is being talked about worldwide. This will be the largest multimedia push I believe anybody's ever tried to accomplish. We have some major influencers coming on. We're trying to get new influencers, obviously, from these countries. And if we can basically do this in a well-rounded way, it's something that is going to change the way people look at business. And we will be the first to that. We're tokenizing people's actions. And I think that's something that's very cool. And it happens every day anyway. Let's just try to figure out how to put that value in the best hands that's going to make the best impact.
Oh, I love it. Like you said, it's not the influencers that need it, but if you show them another way to monetize simple actions too, I mean, that could just be life-changing for them. And then also they're going to start paying attention to a project they should have been paying attention to, and get some NFTs and participate in the crypto revolution and all that stuff. Just going to have a real flywheel effect, which I always love.
Yeah, look, if they're making they're making a few dollars, a day from their activities. They've got 5 people in their family. I know in West Africa, people may not like me to say this out loud, but I mean, a licensed, seasoned, trained excavator driver over there that has to be certified, they're making about $130 to $180 if they've been with you for a while a month. This is just the income difference between certain countries, and that father is probably earning for a family of 5 or 6. Well, why not just give them 5 or 6 cell phones that they can all do activities on? They can all help support their families. They can also communicate together where they don't have that ability today. And they can connect with the world. They can educate themselves more. Yes, a lot of people are learning a bunch of stuff on YouTube. I get that. But YouTube has a great base of educational materials that you can improve your life with. And if we can get them to do activities and also give them ability to communicate with their families, not have to, run around, I do think this is something that would be great. And so the activities are definitely going to be more on the social media side of it, more so we can try to get some of these donational dollars to people that really need it, but also to help grow this platform, help grow our brand partners, help us put out to the world all things lemon, and have this become a household name very, very quickly, which helps everybody on this phone call in a very, very big monetarily way.
Yeah, very much. What's the plan for funding and distribution of these phones? I'm guessing the refurbished phones. Is that kind of the idea, like unused inventory at this point?
We have multiple programs. Some of them are going through government subsidies. Some of them are going through country subsidies. They are refurbished. And what we're doing is going through and putting a second life into a lot of these phones. They disappear. They go onto landfills. They get torn apart for the precious metals that are actually inside of them. And so it's another way to basically put these phones to work, to actually make them more valuable than the precious metals that are inside of them. And so if we can basically get to a point where we can get these phones out, we have a couple of really big partners that want to come forward and kind of tell what they're doing, how they're getting these phones. all these trade-in phones. I mean, I know Apple every single day, tells you to, come get their newest, greatest phone. And yes, I will tell you, I do it all the time. And, my phones are typically 2 to 3 years. My kids turn them in about every year. And they go somewhere. They go to the refurbished market. You've got a lot of Android phones. Android phones are still the largest thing in the world right now. You do need an Android for some of this technology because it needs to be open source. Apple locks a lot of their stuff down. But these phones are in the millions, close to billion range of recycled phones that just need to basically be put in the right hands. And so we have a lot of good partners that are helping us on that mission, and you will find out more about them obviously in this process. They're doing it from a donational standpoint. They're doing it for their own reasons. We're just basically saying, look, why don't we go ahead and drop this app on them? Let's put a second life not only in the phone, let's get it to people that really need it, but let's also help them make money along the way. And so again, you're going to see really win-win-win all the way around for a lot of our projects. And I think that helps the donation side of it get more phones out to people that really need it. Helps us not only help get the phones out, but gives them another second revenue source, not just to make a phone call, but gives them a way to change their life. And three is it helps this user base that's physically on the web or the Zoom call right now. And it's going to help us, grow these projects to the next level very, very quickly.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm seeing the view coming into full view now. So what you're saying is you're going to just get these refurbished phones, put the app actually on it, setting maybe some kind of like small educational material or a short video on there to help them kind of catch the vision, how they can monetize and join the ecosystem. Right. That's fantastic. Oh man, that's awesome to have partners who have access to that, because you're right. You're not wrong. The refurbished phones, just literally billions, but it's never ending up in the right hands. It's landfill pretty much at this point.
Everybody upgrades their phone way too often. I mean, the phones used to last 4 or 5 years, and anymore today, they're almost disposable, and they have so much technology in them that they don't need to be disposable. Change a battery in them, and they're good for another couple of years. And there's some great charities out there that are doing this work already. Partner with a good charity, and we'll make it all happen.
That's fantastic. Speaking of partners that can do some pretty incredible stuff, not just on the. It's great that they're helping people, of course. And then what about some of the other partners that are going to be involved? Are you wanting to speak about them at this point, or are you going to kind of hold some of that back?
Yeah, so Thursday is a big partner announcement, but that's actually going to be coming from a new face that you guys have yet to meet. It's actually coming from one of my partners. And so I'm going to let him announce that because it's something that he has put a lot of work and effort into, and I do not want to take the wind out of his sails at all. I can honestly tell you guys that I run fast, I run hard, and I have a lot of people that basically clean up behind me and then put the documents together, put all the I's where they're supposed to be, all the T's where they're supposed to be, make sure they're all dotted and crossed. I'm a big thinker. I run fast. The person you're going to meet here very shortly, I can tell you, I think I go 300 miles an hour. I think this guy goes 1,000, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck he does it. His Rolodex is large. The amount of relationships that he's built out over the years is incredible. He's been nicknamed a lot of things in his life, but all of them are good, and his heart is good. And I think that's what really kind of brought us together, is the fact that we both have a mission, obviously to make money, but we want to do it in a way that it affects the world in a positive direction. And so. We'll hopefully be able to see him. Maybe we'll do 2 tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a joint, and maybe we'll try to still stay on schedule. I don't want to slip any more time. We've got to get some of the stuff rolling. So we're trying to schedule out the time, and as long as it doesn't conflict, maybe we'll do is actually have 2 tomorrow, since they're both recorded. It won't be a big deal. People can watch them at a different time, and we'll still try to basically bring my partner on. We actually had some fun stuff scheduled with a little bit of studio, and we're gonna we're actually gonna make fun of it. We have some lemon Ferraris coming out, lemon Lamborghinis. We were gonna have some fun tomorrow, and I want to make sure you guys still have the opportunity to kind of have that, because it does correlate with a lot of questions we're having. How is this going to affect OG projects? And I wanted to kind of point out Rev, for instance, is one of them, but it's not the only thing. The humanitarian side for water distribution, the new branding for Lemon, Understand Bev has a whole market right now that we're basically bringing in, open up new countries with. maybe of all things lemon lemonade, and kind of going into not only hard lemonades, but going also into the non-alcoholic, just standard drinkable beachfront and chill day lemonades. And so I think I think you're going to see a lot of the synergies. Blocks is not left out on this, guys. We literally have everything in the supply chain mechanism basically built out over here on lemon, and you're going to see that everything correlates with some of the OG projects. And the more we bring on with this, the more attention we bring to them. I do see this being a big family affair with OG and new projects on both sides. And again, I want to tell you that I think all of the push and support we're basically getting for lemon, we are doing our best to basically make sure we are also pushing and supporting OGs. We're not leaving anybody behind in any way, shape, or form. I'm not telling anybody that you need to swap your NFTs. Please to goodness, keep them and run with them. I'm just giving people options. Options are something that you guys get to make that choice on. It's not something we're doing on our side. So.
Well, it's very cool. I mean, I'm sure people love hearing these kinds of updates. Maybe that's a good place to start if you want to, is to elaborate maybe a little bit on some of the things that are happening with the Rev, Bev, Drip blocks, the ones that are kind of on Lemon's side, or do you want to, is that in the plans for a little bit down the road?
No, I think I could touch on a little bit. We've got a partnership with an exotic car rental company. It's one here, an exotic car here in the Emirates is basically a cash flow positive in about 11 months. They keep them out over 80% of the time, which I thought was absolutely shocking to me. If you are in Vegas, I know the owners of exotic rentals down there. They're lucky to keep the cars out about 60% of the time. They kill off when the conventions are out of town. Here, it doesn't matter if it's hot, it doesn't matter if it's cold. It doesn't really get cold. I'm going to preference that. But the cars, the status symbol, the lifestyle here is major. And so being able to keep these cars out as long and as many hours and as many days as they do, it allows huge revenues basically coming into these companies. They just need the financing to basically get the cars out, but they're cash flowing the car literally in about month 11. And they keep the car there for 2 years and they sell it off, and the car really hasn't lost all that much value comparatively to what the income is bringing in. And so that will not only support the new Lux, it'll also support Rev. And so that's going to basically be a twofer. We have not inked anything or signed anything right now, but we are in talks right now with a private jet company. And so this is going to go off a little bit differently because obviously this is more high end. It's going to be something that people are either going to get into a fractionalized ownership of that plane and then put it into service and then make revenues based off of that jet physically being in the air, being rented out or being chartered. This is just another way to basically go back to Rev. Yes, that's somewhat where Rev was going to do originally, but obviously Rev got somewhat clobbered considering it was only open for about 10 days before the SEC announcement. So instead of killing the project off, we basically are saying we're going to revive it. And we're just basically going to have a new project supported as well. And we are running full speed ahead. And we're not even going to let anything in the past even come up again. We are physically just saying, look, we're moving forward. So we just figure it out. And I think this is just the best way to look at it. All OG, we're just figuring it out. I don't want to blame anything in the past, guys. I look forward to tomorrow. And so if you look at me and say, hey, look, how are we going to fix this? I don't know today, but I will figure it out today. And then tomorrow it's going to be better. And every project we basically are looking at running through that. We have huge opportunities in a very horrible situation. And let me kind of just, be blunt. There are war zones in this world right now that desperately need water. They need the standard basic things to just survive. Well, we have a great opportunity because we actually have access to push out more water in our current distribution center. Why are we not doing that? Why are we not partnering with some of these charities to basically push this stuff out? There's enough dollars going out from every government that basically is saying, look, you don't have to give it away. That's in the budgets. So I can tell you that, Pink Lemonade is doing a great job. Jake is stepping away from the blockchain stuff right now to basically start working really on the charity stuff. And he's made some amazing turns in order to make sure that we can put these products out. It's going to keep the employees busy, and we can start stacking up because we have something for them to do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. this is going to help all brands underneath grow. And so just kind of a little teaser. Yes, we have new branding lemonade coming out. We've got new contracts coming on board with humanitarian water, disaster relief water, war zone water. These things, unfortunately, no matter if we are in war or not, we still have hurricanes, we still have disaster areas, we still have other things going on. So I think this is something that will be pretty sustainable, because either we are dealing with war from other countries and that around the planet, or we're dealing with Mother Earth creating war on us. And so I think this is something that'll be pretty sustainable throughout the path. And I do think if it's not, there are places in the world that still need this water. And so we can go back and do a charitable donation to it and help out for businesses. Obviously, tax write-offs are also good for businesses. So I think it's a good win-win. We could talk about drip. Obviously, that's the water side of it. Bev, it's all things beverage. I think we hit both of those. We talk about blocks. Here is one that has not been announced, but we are working on. We're working on basically trying to help certain areas with preformed houses, and getting into a way to offset some of the other things, and then on a financial way, we're looking at basically getting into the supply chain on building products. And so understand every single apartment building has to have lumber. It still has to have all the sheetrock. It still has to have nails. It still has to have roofing tiles. Again, you're going to see really quick, we're in all things supply chain. And so everything in a building of a house is all supply chain. And so if you're kind of seeing where we're going to monetize these particular issues and kind of move around, every one of the 4 projects that we're talking about bringing over fit very much in line with what we're doing. And they don't really fit into the commodity sector that my partners, Roy and Chad, obviously are running with. So I think this is a great way for us to make a very distinct difference in product category and give everybody 2-for-1 opportunities to look at and read through the white papers and see what hits them best, what hits them, and say, look, I think this is something I want to support. And obviously by staking the NFTs, you are supporting. And I think that's something that everybody needs to understand. We need every one of you guys, whether that NFT costs money or it's free, you're still supporting the ecosystem by using it, operating it, and staking it. So we have different mindsets, we have different philosophies, and I think everybody will be able to see those as we kind of run through. Neither one is anything but positive. They just have 2 different ways of getting places. So I really want to make sure that that we look at everything from a perspective of no one is trying to hurt anybody. I've said that on every call. We have a pathway for everybody. I get a lot of questions on how. I can't get into that too much because I am concerned about some manipulation through it. But it's coming, and we need the Lemon Tree app downloaded and that before we kind of go there. So I will tell you, you're going to start seeing a lot of changes or a lot more updates popping out the second that app comes out. I believe an MVP could be sometime in the next week. We are working with a multi-chain. I've got a lot of questions. Well, if everybody's on different chains, how's this going to work? And now I've got to have 2 different things, and now I've got to have more complications in crypto, and I'm crypto beginner anyway. And guys, we are going to make this so streamlined, push of a button. I don't want to have anybody have those types of problems. And so trust us, we are trying to make things simple for you. We're trying to make things simple for people that are just now barely getting phones and understanding. I have to make this really as simple as a 3rd grader, because we have a lot of newbies that are just entering space. And I want to make sure that every view that is on our projects right now that has never entered the crypto space before, they probably have never even converted any fiat to even Tether. This is something that we need to make sure we do in a very simplistic way that's a push of a button, so that we can do this to grow the ecosystem as a whole. I do not need to have Terry explaining this a billion times to new people trying to figure out how to get money from your checking account in. I have to create the processes, the procedures, and the technology to make sure that Terry never has to do that. And I think Debt has given us that roadmap, because I'm very crypto savvy. I'll be honest with you, I was shocked on how many people needed some of that education. I took it for granted, and I'm very glad we had leaders like Terry and Mike. And I don't want to leave anybody out. Carrie's been doing an amazing job. We have so many people on our ecosystem. I know I just left out hundreds. I should have never said a name. I should have said everybody, because I'll be honest with you guys, it is not Jason. Guys, I can list this name off of probably over 200 people. You know who you are. I'll leave it at that. You know who you are. And if your name starts with any letter of the alphabet, you probably have been there. And so I think it's important to understand, I'm trying to take that lift off of you and build technology out so that we can educate people to push a button, to hook up their checking account, to onboard easily and get offboarding as well. Because again, you earn crypto. Now, what do you do with it? You still want to spend it for bread. You still want to spend it for that movie night or that date night. You still want to stock some away for a rainy day, I'm hoping. But at the end of the day, you need to see it being real. You need to feel it being real. And you need to be able to function with it, just like you do a dollar or a dirham or a peso or a CD. Doesn't matter what country you're in. You need to be able to get that stuff situated. So I think the Lemon Tree app will be the first call to action, and the DApp. You guys are going to start seeing something, and I know it's going to cost. I know it's going to cost phone calls. I'm just going to pre-warn you right now. The DApp is going live, and you're going to see a lot of projects up there, and you're going to see a lot of mint buttons that do not let you mint. There's a reason for it. I want to put the light papers up. I want you guys to be able to go through the light papers. I don't want you to go mint anything that you're not firmly aware of what you're getting involved with, even if it's free. I want to make sure you guys understand what the value add is for doing that action, and the love and the charities behind it, what it's actually going to do to affect the world. I want you to actually know it. And I think that's something that's important for everybody to go through. You may not read a single one of them, but I want you to have the opportunity to do that before you go hit the mint button. I will tell you that process will not take a long time. My partners are kicking me in the rear to say, you got to get your group on quickly because we're ready to go. So like I kind of said, I think once you start seeing the DApp, you're going to start seeing some movement in about that 7 to 10 day window. And this will allow you to swap. The swap is going to be a different function. I keep using the word swap. I will tell you that it is swap. You are basically getting rid of something and you're going to get something. What I haven't explained is what you're giving away and where it goes. And I'm going to wait till you do it, because then you'll see the disclaimer on it. You're going to see what happens with it. And I think everybody will be happy about it. So I think at the end of the day, you're going to understand this is a work of love every day. And I hope you guys are feeling that on this call today and all the others. And we're here to help.
Very cool. A couple questions that came to mind. I know it's already getting long here, but on the blocks thing, earlier in the year, we did see construction of a building that seemed to be getting pretty close to completion. Did you want to comment on that by any chance?
Yeah. First phase is actually almost complete. We've got phases in that particular project. I do have updates. Some of those updates, and that will wait until they come over to Lemon, because they're just not. It's not ready for me to give you a complete okay, and this is what it equals into a royalty. Does that make sense? So yeah, I mean it's a building. In fact, anybody that's in the Salt Lake Valley probably drives by it. I don't know, at least 2 to 3 times a day. But it's something that, although you can see it being done, that doesn't calculate back into actual cash yet. For a royalty, but you are seeing the project start to get to a point where it will be livable shortly, and then they go to the next phase and the next phase, and then what that actually calculates to royalties that can go into the chain is the next question. The second I bring that up, and I won't have those answers until we get through the first phase, get it appraised, and then go to the next phase. And so understand interest rates right now are changing daily. I'm hoping that we have a better political environment to bring down interest rates shortly, because the lower interest rates are, the higher price of real estate is, and it will stabilize. So if you're in the construction business, trust me, you actually like interest rates lower, because it gives you better valuations, which means more value add to this ecosystem, the blockchain, and royalties, which is what everybody really wants. And so I think that. I think we can probably put out some pictures of that, so people can kind of see it. We'll do an update. I may actually let the other side, do some of those updates out, so that because that's where they're at right now, so that they can actually go ahead and put those out to the ecosystem. Everybody can kind of see them, kind of see the progress of them, get a feel, taste, and touch of what where everything is today. and then we'll just continue, guys. I am out every day on social media, more than I probably should be, but I do it in between my meetings. Sometimes I do it under the table in my meetings. But we want to make sure we have the information to you. And I'm spending a lot of time back in OG land where I was on Telegram more than I ever should have been, to make sure you guys are getting the most up-to-date information as possible. And so I will make that commitment. That'll be that way for the next foreseeable future. And then after that, we'll try to phase in some other moderators in that to go. But I want to make sure facts are going out right now, and I can't afford to have any missteps with people not understanding. So it is me, and I am the face, and it really is me texting back every time. So hit me up with a question if you have it. I'm there to help. Try to keep the chat clutter free with any banter back and forth. I want to make sure the information gets out to the public.
Yeah, that's good. And we do appreciate you in there very much. And I will also try and fill in some gaps and so answer some questions that you don't have to, which is also good. Last couple things. I saw it pop up in the chat a bunch of times. Is the Lemon Bank beta testing going well? And is there kind of an estimated time frame for when some of us might get a kick at that can?
Yeah, so there's two products. So one is the full bank. It is an A to B deal. We were dealing with a couple merchant processors that are looking at using. I'm going to use some terms most people may not understand: an IBAN number, a BIN number, in order to onboard different projects, in order to issue prepaid debit cards in certain regions. These will all bring income and resources to the platform. That is the full. We'll call it a center bank. It's a core bank, fully licensed in multiple jurisdictions around the world. The second part of it is it's actually we're calling it LemPay, and this is really what I think most people will onboard. LemPay, if you guys have ever used a product, and I don't like to use competitors, but I'll throw out Spritz. It's a product that allows you to basically do any bill pay. 90% of the individuals do not need to actually have a core bank account. Core bank accounts are going to be primarily used for businesses. They'll be used for people that need to have core banking processes. But if you're looking to convert crypto in and out, if you're looking to pay your bills, if you're looking to be able to have the freedom of having your own seed words, your own wallet, your own control, LemPay will actually be your solution. Both of those, I believe, oh my gosh, we're on schedule to have them out next week. And so, I was going to hold that off and just surprise everybody, guys. We're on schedule to have both of them out next week.
That's awesome.
And, I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to run through. The banking stuff is getting more expensive. These are international bank accounts. I know everybody in the United States is going to be croaking a little bit because we have what's called free banking in the United States. Trust me, it's not free. They milk you every which way from Tuesday on other fees and that. But if you've ever been, well, I know some of the people on this call have actually been over here to the Emirates, opening up a bank account. You have minimum deposits, that type of stuff. The core banking will be that type of model. I will tell you that we are trying to bring those down with these partners to use the BIN numbers, because if we can bring more revenue to the bank, we can make it cheaper for our clientele. I will tell you that in the everything's lemtastic, and so I heard a fantastic. Everything's lemtastic, Doug, and I will tell you that there are certain features that most people may want to have in core banking. It may not be worth the cost for them to do it. 99% of the people that are looking for the banking solution, they're looking for LemPay. LemPay is what I believe everybody needs to onboard. That'll be the easiest process for Terry to get people involved, for everybody on this call to get people involved, to get to fiat to crypto, crypto back to fiat. That'll be a very inexpensive, almost free version of a light core banking, and that'll be fun. I'm excited for it.
Oh my God, that's amazing. LemPay might be ready next week. The Lemon Tree may be ready next week. There's probably some other great stuff that's almost ready next week. Guys, I saw some people complaining in the telegrams earlier that it was, wait some more, be patient. Like, we have to be a little bit patient, but we're not far out. I think things are a lot closer than you think, and it's getting really exciting once again. Yeah, sorry, freedom from bank. Yeah, freedom from banking is something I've been in pursuit of for a long time, and I've been almost 100% crypto for years, but it's going to be really great to just have it all in one place, super easy, lemon squeezy. Going to be
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah, the cool thing is some of this, because of where the licenses are in a lot of these countries, there are areas that if you're dealing with a stateside bank or even a UK bank, there are areas that you gotta basically just say aren't available. Licenses in India, I'm just gonna throw it out there, are actually available here. In Singapore, in the Asian countries, they're not easy to get, and so we'll be accessing a lot of individuals uh, that bringing into crypto is very, very difficult. And I think like Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, this is something that a lot of people want to get in. I think the Asian countries, quite honestly, are just getting started. I think crypto is going to be India. I think is the number one and taker of crypto right now in the world for citizens, not dollar figure, but for citizens. In changing the way that they're looking at their own portfolios and trying to diversify. So, guys, these countries have not been able to come along for a lot of reasons. Most of them are jurisdictional reasons, for license issues. People aren't trying to be compliant. They're trying to roundtable it. Just be compliant. Just do the things that are supposed to happen. Just do it right. And we're trying to give that solution so everybody can just do it the right way. And I think that's important.
That's very cool. Yeah, and crypto adoption is really high in like Nigeria and some of the South American countries as well, where
Oh yeah.
inflation's been rampant. But it hasn't been easy for them to just step into this kind of world. So if we can make it easy, it's going to be amazing. Well, we're coming up on the hour almost here, so we're definitely past the 40-minute mark. So, on behalf of everyone, I definitely want to thank you for jumping on and sharing all these amazing things that keep happening. And we love that you're working around the clock. We are grateful, and that you're helping out in the telegrams. We're grateful for all of it that you're doing. So, I just want to say thank you. Let me know if there's anything I could do to help you facilitate those calls tomorrow. As always, I'm willing. And with that, I'm going to stop here and see if you have any closing thoughts you want to leave everyone with.
Closing costs, just like every call, I'll be on Telegram for the next 15 minutes. The time zones here are different. It's basically midnight here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on for a little bit, make sure that there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. I want to make sure everybody gets them when their brains are fresh, so we can get these things knocked out and get people some more clarity. We are not delaying things. This is not something I'm trying to push people off on. This is something that just has to be done in a roadmap. That roadmap is still coming out this week. I want to make sure that everybody understands the path before that hits, because otherwise you're going to look at something and not know what the heck it means, which is why we're doing these lives. So, okay.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys. Everyone, have a great one. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. We'll catch you tomorrow with some more good content.
See ya. Bye.